Okie dokie. Didn't want to do that twice. See what happens. Let's see who pulls up first. Okay. Nothing here yet, huh? Try it again. All right. I'll wait a few minutes. Hopefully people can hear me. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. All right, why did this happen? Skip the ad, please. Thank you very much. I still got a few minutes, so guess I'll just wait and see. Who might stumble on here. This ought to be quite interesting. Considering it's been a little while since I did it, and hopefully you guys can hear me. I guess I can run a quick test, right? I guess I can do that. Let's see. Let's see if I can hear me. Oh yeah. You guys can hear the droning of the fan also. So I gotta speak up a little bit. Metal Angler, hello. I have not received your email. I hope you send it to the right email address. It's Z. Well, I'll just put it in here. But give me 1 second. I'll just type it in. All right, that's the email address. What's going on, Bruce? How are you? It's good to see you. I'm gonna just wait a little bit. Have some more people chime in a little. I am going to do an acrylic pour. You can see the various colors here. I switched my whole art room around. That took a few hours by itself. I recently got done, so I'm a little worn, but the show must go on. There's not many colors in a lot of these, so I'm going to do different type of pour. Hopefully it works out right. And yes, I am wearing gloves. Okay, you will get messy. What I have in the cup here is Floetrol and a little bit of glue. These are actually chopstick, just to stir it around. I'm gonna coat the board with it, but I'll explain that as I move along here. All right. So, hello Dorothy, how are you? It's good to see you. Welcome. I am going to do an acrylic pour. This is an 18 by 16 inch canvas panel. All right. Yes, I am wearing gloves. Some of these colors got to be shaken and stirred a bit. I only got a little bit of each color. These have been in here quite a while, so it's time to get rid of them and everything. So they do got to be shaken up. For those who might be, well, there's nothing in this. I don't even know why I have this here. This can go over here. It's empty. There won't be no light blue today. The reason why I do have these, actually they're condiment bottles. It's just to store the craft paint. So, and I give them a nice stir. Real quick here. Various colors, but I'll explain everything as I go on here. I have to reposition myself and make sure I don't trip up and mess up any wiring here. So I'm on the other side of the room and to do this. Okay, so I do have a little white, purple, pink, black, yellow. It's actually metallic gold and metallic silver. Okay, that must have been that ring I heard. Okay, great. Now, for the beginning person, this is like the perfect setup to do it. If you can't get a hold of any Floetrol, which is at like any hardware store, Lowe's or any place like that, even Walmart got it. So it's just Floetrol with a little bit of Elmer's glue. It's just to coat this and get the paint to flow and whatnot. All right, I do have a cake spreader here. It's actually what it is. It's just to move the stuff along. All right. This. Now this actually has, it starts with an M. I can barely pronounce it. I'm gonna try to see if I can see it here. Oh, it starts with a D, dimethicol. That's what you need to, but it's oil, okay? And you only need a couple drops in whatever container to get the cells, all right? But that's what this is. You know, all you need is a few drops. You stir it around, and that's about it. And this interacts with what colors you have, and then it starts selling up on you. But that's what this is, all right? You guys get a good shot of it there. It's L'Oreal Extraordinary Oil. Okay. I know the light's hitting it kind of funny. That's what it is. All right. I don't really need to add anything because they got some of that stuff in it already. And of course, you're going to need a torch. All right. This one's got quite a flame on it. All right, but you definitely need that just to pop the bubbles, the air bubbles that will be in the pour. All right, so we're going to keep that handy. All right, okay. And so I guess we'll get right onto it. I'll remove these guys. Now this box that I have is perfect for me. I have animal pad on here just to trap some of the paint from seeping outside the box, because you will, like I said, you will make a mess. All right, that is a given. There's so many different ways to achieve different acrylic pour looks. All right, dirty pour, which you mix everything into a cup and pour it. All sorts of different names they got for them. This one's going to be a swipe, all right, which essentially means I'm going to waste a lot of paint, but hopefully it should sell up, make cells, and look pretty attractive. All right, okay. I'm just going to adjust. I don't think I should. I don't need to adjust the paint, the bottom of the box. But I am going to start with this. We'll get right on to it. It's relatively easy, kind of habit forming also. Actually, I am missing one thing for me to do a swipe. I need the paper towel in a mister bottle. And you figure I would get that already. Let's see. The spray bottle is pretty close to me. Paper towel is pretty close to me. I can actually get up and get it and still be attached to this speaker. So you guys are coming with me for 1 second. I'll just get the paper towel here from underneath. Like I said, I switched my whole art room around just to give me a little more space throw out some stuff I don't need anymore because it's been around here for quite a while. And if I didn't need it back then till now, I don't need it in the future, so I got rid of it. Okay, I got the mister bottle. I've got the paper towel. And off to the races we go. Hello, Sonia, how are you? Doing an acrylic pour. This is a 16 by 18 inch canvas here. I switched my whole art room around. So everything's like facing a whole different direction. And I'm over here literally on top of the cat litter box with my box. Gonna do a pour. Okay, yes, I have gloves on. Okay, once again, this is just Floetrol and glue. I'm gonna spread it out, even it out, and then we're gonna work right from there. All right. And can I get the little? Yes, it's a cake spreader. Really complicated materials I use here. Okay. So we'll stop playing around and we'll get this going. And basically, what I'm doing, because I want to coat the whole thing. Now, hopefully this is even. I'll find out how even it is in about a second. Depending on in which way it travels. All right, hopefully I got enough of this stuff to pour all over the place. We'll see in a second or two. Like I said, you will get messy. This is not for the faint of heart, to tell you the truth. And you just evenly spread it all over. All right, just get the whole thing coated. Coat it all, coat it all. You don't necessarily need to have white. You can coat this with any color you deem necessary. You would want. Okay, because this Floetrol, when it dries clear. You follow me? Okay, so you can dye this whatever color you want, whatever paints you have. Doesn't matter. And like I said, I'm just gonna coat the whole single thing. It will do you well to have a nice even surface to do all of this in. Okay, if not, it's going to tell on you anyway. It spreads itself out even no matter what. Okay, and there, it's just that easy. Just coat it all up. Okay, it is very messy, I must confess. It is a messy type of deal. I do have a towel right behind me. I usually keep the towel on my lap. And I'll just wipe off the extra stuff on the towel here. Like I say, it dries clear. Make sure you have a towel that you know nobody's going to use. You don't want the other half being upset with you. That's just bad mojo, man. Bad mojo. Okay, with this type of pour, once again, I'm going to just use what I got left in these bottles here. And we're going to do a swipe pour. All right. Okie dokie. And usually when I'm done with stuff like this, all I do is use it for like painting florals with it or whatever. And I'm gonna take my little bottle here and we're gonna just kind of have a little fun. Just pour, just like this, right here, right on the edge here, just like that. All right. I would like to use all of this really, but we'll see as we go along. Like I say, you will make a mess. I'm gonna put the bottle right here. Make sure you stir them up. Mine has been lingering for a minute, over a year for some of them, since I last did a pour, maybe longer. I'll just come in here and pop a couple of these in here. See, the paint, depending on how you got it, has different properties. They interact with each other quite differently. All right. I'm gonna let it flow and do whatever, and obviously paint adds weight, which is why you see things flowing the way they're flowing, which is, fine. You can have a lot of fun doing this stuff. It's very addicting. Okay, well that was a nice little batch that came out. As you can see, when it's still, you get all sorts of little goobers coming out. That's because the paint's been sitting there, haven't been played with, worked with, or anything. Like I said, I got a towel right here. I can just wipe the stuff off on my towel. No big deal. No fuss, no muss. I'm looking at you guys from my cell phone. So if you guys got any questions or any comments, I'm right here. Yes, this is metallic. Like I say, a lot of this have different weights. And it's empty, thank goodness. Get rid of it. There. And why I got all of this color on the top is because I'm going to take a wet paper towel and I'm going to drag it right on across. And what happens is, this is what happens. And plus, this is a nice way for me to get rid of a lot of this stuff. We got some silver. We'll put some kind of silver maybe out here. And we'll put a little line of silver in there like this. And come up on the top like that. Okay. Now, a lot of people would look at this stuff and say, boy, that's a waste of paint. And yeah, you do. That's why I use craft paint. You do go through a lot of paint with this. That's the truth. Okay, with the black, because we got a lot of bright, springtime kind of colors going on here, we're going to really put this black in here. Put it right in there. Right here on the top, right all in the back, and let it drip back down there. Just like that. Alright. Like I say, some of these have some of the oil in it, some of them do not. Now remember, this Floetrol dries clear. Okay. And we'll put drops of white in there like that. And put some down here like that. Make a nice little line. Let's see what that brings us. And we'll pop a drop right in there like that. Spread it right out. Now this white does have Floetrol in it, so it could possibly sell up on you. Okay. And it can spider out like you see it doing right now. Okie dokie, I think that's pretty much all the colors I want to deal with. I'm going to take my spray bottle. Alright. And I'm going to wet this paper towel. And I'm going to put it on here and I'm going to just pull right across. And like I say, whatever happens, happens. I wet the spray bottle, the towel, just for it to stick. Okay. And I got the garbage can right beside me, so this could turn out great. This could turn out a travesty. We don't know. We're about to find out right now. Just put it on there, just like this. And you slowly just drag it on, drag, Just let it do what it do. Just let it drag. Okay. I'm coming back. We're here on the other side. And just let it drag, 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 let it drag. Just like so. Okay. And that's it. We'll take Mr. Torch. You start to see the cells starting to form. Take Mr. Torch and you start to put some flame on it. And the air that's trapped within it will start to bust the bubbles that are forming in this guy. And that's all I'm doing, is just busting the bubbles. You don't have to go over it a million times. And this thing is always in motion. You follow me? Now I can probably even this out a little bit, but it is in movement. It's in constant motion. All right. Now what I can do is probably zoom in just a little bit. I'm gonna take my gloves off. I don't have to truly mess with it anymore. I can tip it backwards, get an interesting pattern that way, but I'm gonna keep it just like that because, like I say, it is in constant motion. Okay, it's moving as I'm talking to you. Okay, I can take this, I can tip it back a little bit, then let it slowly come back. All that. Let's zoom in a little bit and let you get a good look at it up close here. I'll focus it in. All right, and I'll slowly try to bring this upward. You guys can look at it there. All the colors are pretty much represented within it. Okay. Bring it right down there. Come down here. And this is a swipe pour. You can see this little yellow dot right there. But everything's represented within the painting or the pour. Bring it back out there. Just like that, I'll refocus. But there's all sorts of, like I said, there's all sorts of things going on within it. If I don't necessarily want the splotches up here, I want it covered with color, I can take it and just tip it. Now watch, it will move, as you can see. I can just keep moving it. Keep moving it. Just to cover up some of the stuff on the top. Let that pour over. It's all right. What's left will pour back down. And then I can bring it back downward. Because I don't want to lose all of the black. Now in doing that, of course, I got rid of some of the cells, but that's okay. We can bring them back. Okay, I'll leave it just like that. I'll leave it be. I'm just wiping my hands off the crud. And once again, bring the ladder back. And to bring those cells back, it will pop whatever's in there. Now, how long does it take for something like this to dry? Usually about a day. Thereabouts. So I haven't used this stuff in quite a while. There we go. And that's about it, really. Okay. And really, that's basically it. Now, as it's doing its drying thing, it's doing what it's doing. All right. It'll start the movement will stop when it dries. It air dries. Everything's air dry. So and it will just dry up. You just leave it in a relatively warm room and let it happen. Now, if I took a picture of it right now as it's wet, it will look totally different once I take a picture of it dry. Okay, so that's basically how easy it is to do one of these, at least this style of one. But you can see the colors that I represented in it, every color, including the white band. Everything kind of melts into each other. You get a whole very mixture of colors within what you've already done. Okay, and so I can probably go back over it in a few minutes with a torch and if I wanted bigger cells or whatnot, but they're starting to form. Like I said, this is always going to be in somewhat constant. It's pretty level, but it's in constant motion going in this direction. But it's very, very slow. It'll probably harden and dry by the time it's all said and done. All right. Well, thank you, Angler. Like I say, once it's dry, I will varnish this. And then after I varnish it and let it cure, then I'll probably put some kind of background or some kind of Who knows, I can put a floral in it. If I did a wave with it, I could have put koi fish in there or whatever. Made a pond scene or something. But this is just so many different ways and so many different methods to do these. And like I say, all the colors are pretty much represented in the pour. All right, and I'm checking it out here. I'm just gonna get some more stuff activated here. Obviously non-flammable, but I have done pours with alcohol ink, which is flammable. You just have to be very careful. And like I said, I will probably leave this just as is. I won't touch it. I will let it just hey, how are you, TGIF? Thank you. I will just leave it as is. Okay, and just let it form and do what it does. I could take a picture of this wet right now. Of course, the camera is nowhere near me. I could use the phone camera. That would be cool too. So let me just do that. I'll just use the phone camera real quick. The phone is right here by me, so I'll just take a snapshot of it while I'm talking to you guys. All right, I try to get a good picture of it with not much glare. Out there. All right, I'll keep it just like that. Get rid of that. Bring you guys back up here. All right, there we go. Oh, does anybody have any questions? I got you guys on the laptop and I got you on the phone here, so it's about 93 degrees here in my room. That's why you hear the fans running. Now, if I wanted to, I could, while this is drying, well, the board is set up for painting. Like I said, I switched everything around. But I'd have to take this camera, shut it off, switch to the other camera, blah, blah, blah. It just go through a whole bunch of stuff. I don't have to really move this off this box. It's actually can stay here. The cat won't mess with it. The dog won't come nowhere near it. So it's all good. So I can put the gloves right here by my side. I can take this towel off my lap because by a slim miracle, I didn't really get none poured all over me, which is incredible by itself. Okay, so I'm excusing myself from this chair. I'm going to switch the other camera on. All right, I'm gonna shut this mic off and the other mic will be on. So bear with me about 1.2 seconds. Hold on. I'm gonna shut this mic off. I'm gonna turn the other one. I got two lavalier mics. So I'm gonna shut this one off and turn the other one on. Be right back. Oh, okay. We can focus that a little bit better, couldn't we? There we go. Okay, let's make sure my audio's on number 1. Yep. All right, you guys should be able to hear me. Let me know real quick if you guys should be able to hear me, and the fan, of course, while I'm setting up over here. I don't see nothing from you guys. I knew that would do that. I'm going to, oh yeah, I do have it. Hold on, I do have it, so I can talk to you guys. Wait 1 second. There you go. All right. All right, you guys are looking at me as I'm looking at you. Let's turn on the, not like it's gonna make much difference right now. Right. Hey, Bree's just having some fun. Now, the way I got the camera situated, this camera I used to look at the palette, but I have that camera looking at the, actually you can probably see it from, if I switch the camera, I give it the 3/4 view. There you guys go. So we can do it pretty much that way if I need be. Okay, so the pour is on top, obviously, then I'm on the bottom, and then this. Okay, so I switched the whole room around, and what I did, it took a few hours because I got a bunch of wires and stuff, is that I was actually facing a set of windows like this, but they're actually right here beside me to my left, so my board was actually turned around facing the windows. Okay, and I just took it, flipped it, got it kitty corner, so I'm toward the corner, and the camera, which is looking at this board here, is actually sitting on a ledge, part windowsill and then part ledge that goes out about 10 inches, and it's being held upright by a very tight rubber band. So I can't really reach up and do the focus like I used to. I have to get up and do all of that. But that's how I have everything situated now. Okay, I have to loosen up the attachments to it so I can manipulate it and move it around a little easier, since I'm not that close to it. But everything seems to be working a-okay. Yeah, what happened with Barker Jim? You got him on a grocery run? What's going on with him? Now, the way I have to look at my text, well, I don't have the big tablet's right here in front of me, but I'm looking at the phone, which is just off a camera view. It's just right here. Okay, and the camera that's usually looking at the palette is actually looking at the acrylic board there. So but I shut the audio off over there, and I'm just coming through the main camera, which is focused on this. And the laptop I can probably shut off because I can't see through the board. So, but this is actually a pretty good setup so far. You could probably, you would probably see my face better if I close the windows and everything, because all the lights kind of coming in on, actually on that side of my face, because these are the windows that obviously are open. Okay. I shouldn't have too much issue with the backlight problem, because I do have a light right here in back of me. Well, you can see it's right there. Okay, the light here. Then I have another light right here. So the backlight issue wouldn't be a problem. So, all right, okay. Well, you tell Barker Lounger I said hello. And I gotta also keep in mind that I'm talking to you guys over here, even though I'm reading the text over here, but I can also read it off the large screen over here, which is a setup that I originally intended a few years ago to have, since I'm not going to be moving that guy anytime soon. So I had to work my way around setting my studio up. So if I had to read it, I can read it. There we go. Bree's having a good old time. I was waiting for Bruce to chime in. I believe I have like 0 paints on it. I think I got a clear palette in there. Now I can, since I'm all done with the pour over there, I can take the camera off the tripod, put it back on the mini tripod, and probably try to do something here, since it's only 6:30 and I knew the pour wasn't going to take very long. I'll show the results of it all dried tomorrow when it is fully dry. Like I said, it's pretty warm in here, which is why I got the fan going. Now when I have the cameras at a 3-camera view, this is kind of compacted. But it is 11 by 15, even though it appears to be a square. It's not a square. Okay. But in order to show both of the shots, I would have to do it that way. Or I can just simply get rid of me and then bring this out to full size. Like so. Okay. So, you know, I can pretty much do it that way. But you won't see the palette that way unless I split the scene in half. All right, so there's many different ways that I can do this. All right. So, but that's how I do it. Let's bring me back here. There. That's how I get the multiple angles and everything like that. Ah, okay. All right. Yeah, Hillbilly comes on usually about 4 o'clock or so, something like that. I was too busy moving this stuff around. I really don't have too much to say, really. Not unless there's a question posed to me. But right now, as I am chatting with you guys, and we are live, I'm going to mount my camera to the pallet here. I can probably keep the camera on while I'm doing it, but you guys are going to get dizzy. So I'll save you guys that torture, and I'll just shut that camera off. Not necessarily shut it off, but you guys won't see it. There. And quite frankly, you guys won't see me, then you're going to be seeing these windows, but I have to take the mic off to do all of it. The mic is long enough for me to do it all, but I'll just get tangled up in a bunch of mess. So you guys get to listen to a fan drone while I put the camera back in its new regular spot. So I'll be right back. Alrighty then. Actually, I can shut you down. Unplug you. Let's put you right over my lap here. Back Rows Art Studio. Hello, how are you? Yeah, I see you. I see you. I'm just getting things set back up here with the other camera. Which is a happy pain in the rear. But once it's set up, it's set up. I actually have it bolted to my little art paint, my brush. I had the wrong one. To where I hold all my brushes and paints. So it's bolted there. I just gotta spin the camera around to lock it in place. I gotta go and get another 25-foot HDMI cable, so I don't have to walk over one of my cables here every time I cross the, to get out of here. All righty, buddy. Get in there. All right. Okie dokie. Adjust this guy all over again. I think we're good. We're about to find out. Yeah, we're pretty good. Somewhat. Centered it a little bit there. All right, we should be all right. All right. Now that's the way it would normally look. Normally. I would usually I could have me up above and then take the this fella and just go down there with it and just flip him around. All depending on what view I want, how I want it done. But if not, like I said, I could take me out of the whole equation and just lengthen this and then bring the palette there. Just keep it up there or put it downward. And then that's that. So now for me to do any adjustments, of course, if I was going to keep it in this mode, I would have to physically get up and do the changing. So it looked something like that. And then I would just focus it accordingly if I had to. So. Hey, Billy. People are in here giving each other new names and new nicknames and everything. Well, they're just having a grand old time. And for some reason, now my tablet wants to act like it has sense.
Wow, Jen, this kitchen from cabinets to go looks amazing. Thanks. We needed a refresh. I mean, everything looks better. Even Dan. Wow changes everything. And for less than you imagined from cabinets to go.
And of course.
For less. Let's see if I can get rid of some of that sound there. There we go.
Let's go to live chat. Hey, there's Bruce. Well, Bruce, you missed all the poor bits, but it's all right. I don't like the way I look on this, so it's got to be the bit rate. Let's change that. Yeah, 144p is not going to work. It's horrible. That should sharpen it up. There we go. That sharpens it up a little bit. Okay, I can get out of this. I can get out of this. I can shut the phone down. I don't need the phone anymore. I got you guys over here. All right, so the way, Bruce, I switched. Hey, what's going on, Boomer? You were here, just couldn't chat. All right. Yeah, I switched everything around. So my whole painting area has been flipped around. So basically, I'm facing outward, kitty corner towards the other computer desk and the larger screen, which I can't see because of this, but I'm facing like right towards the living room. All right. So I literally have one way going in. I had to unmount this camera and mounted it to the table. So if this is loose enough, and I don't think it is, no. You guys could probably see it if I loosen it up and turn it. Alright, yeah, you guys can see it. This, obviously the Logitech doesn't have a zoom on it, but that's the camera there. It used to be mounted to the window, the blinds, the wooden part here, but up here. But I got to actually mount it to the desk. So it's facing, that's why you got the weird view, but it's facing that area there. Okay. What else? Yeah, the camera itself, I can most likely show you now. There it is. Okay, so the camera is actually on the ledge here. Okay. And it's being fastened, so it's being pulled toward the window. But as you can see, I can twirl it around and do whatever I got to do, you know. But I'd have to get up to manually put it in focus or to zoom in and zoom out. I have to get up. So that's how that is. And so the Logitech now just focuses on me if I choose to have the camera facing in this direction. I'll just tighten it back up. That should be fine right there. And really, that's it. So I don't think, by the way it's positioned right now, my head's not really in the way. All right, so I can actually come up and do the painting and everything. You won't see the back of my head. All right. So yeah, it's good to see Lance and Bruce in here, and Bree and Sonia, all these guys. Yeah, the phone. What did you mean? You didn't miss too much, unless they're does it feel better to me? It feels a lot better. Yeah, it does. It feels a lot better. Once I close the blinds, because I do have the light on, but the light obviously is shining. You can see it just shining on half of my face. But I do have the other light. The more powerful light is up there. Then I got the light right in back of me here. In case I do something at night, then I can just, you know, do it that way. But yeah, I feel fine. I thought I would have to manually like move all of these wires around and cables, but basically I got rid of 2 extension cables and put everything on one power strip here for all my electronic internet gear. So the switcher and the webcast is going through just the power strip itself. The lights are going through a different power source. The fan is going through a different power source, so it allocates the power a lot better. got rid of a bunch of junk I never needed. So all of that's good. So I was explaining how this, even though it looks like a square, it's actually 11 by 15. It's just when I have the camera here and the camera there, these two on, I have to compact the screen a little bit. The Logitech is running right off of the webcaster, so I can make that disappear. The camera here is actually hooked up to the switcher, and it's independent, and the webcaster is also hooked to the switcher, which is also independent, so I can have both cameras overlay on top of each other, so I don't have to have the picture of me all the time. I can just get that out of there and bring that fella either down here or just keep it there, and then this expands to its regular dimension. So yeah, so like I said, I could, you know, it's only $6.50. I could paint a little something because nobody's really asking me any questions besides yourself. I figured I have people ask about the acrylic pour and whatnot, but now I think they just sat and watched me do it. It didn't take too long. So, and plus another advantage is that I can look at the chat on the big screen here if I chose to. I never did show you guys where it's at in relation to everything, but it's just over here. How did you have more than one camera operational, Ruth? Do you have a switcher? Because I know you operated more than one camera. So you must have a switcher of some sort. They should be plug and play, depending if it's a USB camera. Well, it is a USB. The Logitech is a USB, so it'll just pop right into your computer. Okay, so okay, well, that's pretty cool. All right. So you're operating USB cams. Okay. Well, as far as me painting something, I really didn't, like I say, have anything. But as you can see, just as empty as can be. My little stay wet palette. Yeah, well, like I said, the VHS served you well. It held its own for a minute, so you know you can't be too mad at it. It did its job, you know. I may need to pop on the light. I may not. All depends. I could have zoomed this in a little bit more and probably hit the focus and pop this light on. Yep, I think we're good there. All cameras love light. That's for sure. As you see, it's a totally different look with the light turned on. All right. Like I said, I really wasn't planning on painting anything, really. I had it up there just to be prepared. Because I knew doing the pour, unless I did a number of them, I knew the pour itself wasn't going to take very long. So, that I knew. For extra sexy moments. TMI, Bruce. TMI. I don't think Sonya can get that image out of her head now. I have 3 towels and they're all on the opposite side of the room. Wonderful. The only thing I don't like that I'm going to have to redo is where my paints are, because I have to stretch and reach just to get all of them, so I'm going to have to redo that real quick. I'm just trying to find a spot to put them, and I think I found one. I can do it that way. I'm gonna put them, I can't put them back here. In Vermont, what would you like me to paint, Vermont? While you're deciding that, I'll gather some paints here. I'm just gonna have to bring the whole thing over here because it's just not really viable for me to keep reaching like that. I'm gonna have to put these bad boys somewhere. I think I found a spot too. Mountains, please. I had a rough mountain day. All right, good enough. Mountain. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to put my paint somewhere. So I gotta do a little bit of readjustment. And that's no problem. I'm using phthalo blue. Pulled out a little bit of raw umber. Hey Bill, how you doing, bro? Hillbilly, my man, how are you? It's good to see you, Hillbilly. I would have stopped by and said hey, but I was rearranging my studio, and that took a few hours by itself. That's what I was doing. I guess I'll use a little bit of yellow ochre. We don't know where we're gonna go with this, but I'll start with those, okay? Like I say, I'm gonna have to find another spot for my paints. As for right now, I got a good spot for them. I'm gonna have to move them around. As of right now, I'll put them down below. So bear with me 1 second, guys. Let me put these down here. All right, that should be good right there. Okay. All right. Bruce wants a mountain. Let's give him a mountain. All right. Okay. I do. Well, before I even start, You guys have excuse me for 1 minute. I got 3 big beach towels over there and I have none going across my lap. So hold on 1 second. This is an already painted Godzilla coming out of the water. Use his head. Isn't that dragging enough? Alright, I'm gonna use a little bit of vegetable glycerin and white craft paint mix. Keep it here in the jug. Some messy stuff. I apologize for that. Hello, Fatima. Billy. Hello. I said that I've already drawn or painted Godzilla coming out of the water beside a naval ship. I think that's dragging enough. I tinted this white with just a little hair of black, so it's a little grayish. Okay. All right, here we go. A little dab would do you. I am on a carpet, so that's the movement you see. I can get that a little more solid when I finish up and do my little tweaking of my placement of this stuff. Okay. Glycerin and the paint, also a nice messy mix. So it's always good to have. Now Bruce wears a glove. I don't. My hands get way too hot. Just too uncomfortable for me. But I have tried the glove thing. I didn't like it. Just too uncomfortable for me. Okay, I may have a little much as far as glycerin's concerned. I mean, I can wipe it off with a towel, really, or I can just go over it again, just like this. Just keep going over it. I wipe it off the excess on my towel. Just keep it moving. Okay. So I can always thin it out. It's no big deal. All right. Okay. So let's pop, I don't know. Let's drag out a little bit of blue, a little bit of white together like that. Half and half. Who cares? Come up here and a little bit of love in there like this. Okay. And get a little bit more. Once again, up in here. Just kind of like that. Pop something going on in there like that. Something like that, all right? No big deal. All right. Okay. The mountain really is the main focus of this painting. I'll take one of these little softy Walmart makeup brush deals. I will just lightly fluff some of this stuff out. Just a little bit here and there. Just trolling it around here and there. Just getting rid of the edges, really, if anything. Destroy the streak marks. You can add as much pressure or the least amount of pressure as you want. Keep going in one spot. It will get rid of all of the little streaks and strokes and whatnot. It's just a simple nondescript sky, nothing really special to write home about. If it looks a little crazy, that's all right. We got little solutions to that also, but it will look like something when I'm done. But basically little cloud formations of a little brighter sky, nothing too dark. If there's something you did in this initial step that you don't like, you can cover it over with a cloud. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Nobody will know the difference. It'll be our little secret. Fret not, hashtag. Don't panic. Okay, something like that. Clean off the brush real quick here. No big deal. Clean it off. Good as new. All right. Let's take a fan brush if I can find it, if I didn't place it somewhere where I can't get to it. Of course, I placed it somewhere where I have to reach. It's all right. Let's get some titanium white. And just drag it out here. Yeah, you guys can see that. All right. All right, we'll dance around in these areas here. Okay. All right. You just take your brush, place it there, and you do a little twist and shout. Twist and shout. Shake it up, baby, now. Oh. Let it all out. Let it all out. And you pop a little more, just twisty, 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 twisty. It's all right. Twist, twist away. Just one of those numbers. All right. Either you continue with the fan brush, or you just get your little soft mop brush or something, and you can just kind of dance and fade and play, and just kind of rub it right into the background there. As I'm doing this, I'm looking at it through the larger monitor. See, down below here, you can kind of dance this in. Just wisp it away, wisp it away. See, you can blend with a fan brush. Okay. And plus, with me being, at times, perpetually lazy, it's just a little more advantageous for me to just use the same brush and just get the deed done. No biggie. Use the corner of the brush, just wisp away, wisp away, wisp away. Keep the intensity. Kind of travel some of that out like that. See that? Here, you can do the same thing. Wisp it out, wisp it out. Twirl it, use the corner, twirl it. Get some of that out of there, twirl some of that. Make it disappear down here though, you can drag it out there. It's all right. Yeah, I'm just rubbing it right in there. The glycerin is actually starting to dry. It's getting tacky, so even more maneuverable. You can manipulate even more. Up to you. But as you can see, look at the movement in the clouds already. Okay. It's not a cloud video, but just showing you how to do it. Relax, have fun with it, have a ball. All right. I do use heavy body acrylic paint. All right. Okay. I don't necessarily have to do this. All right, but, you know, if I want to smooth out the bottom, just wide circles, just smooth it all out. Your glycerin is still on there. It's not as fluid. Like I said, it's starting to tack up, so you can put a little pressure behind it and just kind of fade those into that light blue a little bit. All right, just from the bottom. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about all of this. Okay. What it all depends, Dreamer, of what I really want. The clouds are going to be in the back. You can smooth them out a little bit. All this stuff in here, it's just I don't press as hard to get all of that happening in there. All that you see right here, right here, right here, all that cutesy stuff all up in there. Just don't press as hard. I press harder, really on the bottom, to kind of fade it in. Okay. But if, let's say if you got a batch like in here and you kind of want it faded out, then you just keep blending it. It doesn't necessarily have to be with the brush I previously used. You use the fan brush, just blend it out. Stay in that one spot and just blend it out. Okay. If my glycerin was a little more wet and I added more paint, it would take a bluish tinge to it. Okay. I'm holding back on the brush just to show you. So you just keep blending it. Just keep blending it out. So just blend it right out. Okay, so all of that activity is now gone. But you still got it swirling and got all sorts of craziness going on in here. All in here, all in here, not here. You got some coming out here. Okay. All depends on what you're looking for, really. Okay, Bruce wants a mountain, we'll deal with a mountain. Now, Bruce did the mountain with a palette knife. We'll deal with it also with a palette knife. Different varieties of palette knives. There's many different ways on doing mountains, okay? So, let's go with our very deep brown here. Put it right here. I'm gonna take some blue and really deepen that brown. Get a nice deep mountain color happening here. Palette knife is great for mixing your paints. I probably won't need this much, but we'll see. Okay. I really don't have to spread it out, really. I'll just take a batch. We'll do it this way. Okay, Bruce wants a mountain. We're gonna give him a mountain. Okay. The most important thing, really, with a mountain is your outside shape. What do you want it to look like, really? Okay. So we'll kind of give him a strong outside shape here. Kind of do one of those numbers here. We'll probably give him a little curve in there. Most important part of this guy really is the outside shape. That's what's gonna make and break this fella. All right. I'll keep it like that for that one. Oh, let's give him a nice little peak way up there somewhere. And we'll just kind of play around with him. Kind of drag it, jag it. Like that. Let's give him a little something to ponder right about there. All right. Okay. I'm not really concerned about that spot. That's not important. Get that outside shape, that all of this up in here. All right. Really, what do you want in your mountain? What are you looking for? What kind of mountain you want? What kind of character is your mountain? Is it ominous? Is it gentle? You know, what is it that you're looking for with this guy? You can shape the mountain any way you wish, any way you want, to your heart's content. How large do you want this guy? Once again, that's really up to you, how big you want this guy. All right. Up to you. Okay. Okay. Let's get a brush. Nondescript, doesn't really matter. Of course, oh, yeah, I'm gonna use this guy. We'll use him. I'll use this, what is it, size 10. This is a bright brush. All right. You're not gonna see too much in focus as I put it back here because it's really focusing on what it's supposed to focus on, all right? Let's do this because you really don't need to see my face, okay? We'll do it like that. All right, you don't need to see my face. This is really the most important thing. Okay, let's smooth some of this out. Let's come on out here and kind of make it a nice solid. Now remember there's glycerin on here, but the glycerin's starting to dry up. Okay, I just want a nice solid color. I'm not really thinking about form and shape right now. We just want one big block of dark right here. And then we'll do the rest of the stuff here. The most important part of your mountain really is that outside shape. Don't worry about all in here unless you want it really dark, and I do. But we're going to emphasize the mountain here. Right up in there. Get a nice crisp shape to this fella. Many different ways to tackle the mountain. Okay, I'm brushing all in one direction. It kind of doesn't matter right now. I can change the direction in the drop of a hat, so it really doesn't, you know, it's okay. As you can see, I'm still kind of fluffing it out here. We're gonna paint a giant. Okay, he wants a mountain. We're gonna give him a mountain. All right. I'll spread him right on out there. Doesn't matter. Make him look kind of large. Spread it right out. He wants a mountain, we'll give him a mountain. Okay. And I'm just spreading the color out, bringing it down further and further and further and further. It's okay. All right. Let's go this way. Now there's no white or anything. I'm just brushing in directional. See, just like that, just directional. Just like that, just directional stuff. Just like that, okay? Looks like a little explosion down there. That's all right. That's okay. Hey, Stan. Okay. So now if you look at this, All right, you've got all sorts of funky texture and stuff going along, going with this already. And I didn't mean for it; it just happened that way. But then again, I'm used to doing mountains, so I see where the valleys and the high points are already. Okay, but it's really up to you what type of mountain you want. Okay, you can have a mountain range, a series of mountains, some cutting in front of others. Really up to you at this point how you want to design your mountain. Like I said, Bruce did do it with a palette knife. Actually, he did it with a palette knife shaped like. He kind of did it shaped with a fellow like this. Put it back there. Looks like this guy. He did it with one of these, and I can do that for him. So we'll do it with one of these, Bruce. Okay, now what dark mix I did have, obviously I just about used it all, so we're gonna get some more. Put it right here. Let's gray it out. Let's just add white to that. Okay. There's different ways to texture your beast. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty cool mountain color. There's different ways to go about texturing the mountain, all right? Okay, bye-bye, Bree. I guess, Bruce, I can show you, I'll show you this method. This method requires a bit of paint. And it's the little tap and drag method. You're not gonna see it really on the lower camera. Of course you can't, because I don't have the lower camera on. I do believe I can pop that lower camera on though. I'm trying to think on how I should. No, I can't, because the Logitech's attached to it. I'd have to shrink it again. It might be worth it for me to do this just to show you, Bruce, so hold on one second. I got a feeling I'm gonna have to put it back on mode 3 for this. Let's see what happens if I bring the cycle down a little bit. I don't think it'll do it. No, it's gonna stay up there. All right. You're not gonna really be able to see what I'm doing unless I bring it in front of the camera. But you see that texture there? And basically all I did is this tap, as you can see. All right. And down below, I'll show it to you on another screen here. All right. You should be able to see there. It's a texture. If it hits right, you'll be able to see it. I can't bring it too close, it'll be out of focus. Okay. But those little points and stuff are gonna work for you than against you. Okay. So you judge what side you want for the light side, what side for the dark, really up to you. I guess we'll lighten up the light, the left half of the mountain. Okay. You start where you feel you want to start. We'll start over here. So I'll just take this and we're gonna tap. You tap and a little pull, tap. And it gives you a different look. Different technique. Tap, see this? And you just tap. You can take your palette knife and go in different directions. Tap. Just like that. And pull. Tap it. It gives your mountain a different look. Alright, we go back in, you tap some more. Okay. And this is just the first layer. You follow me? Let's go down here, over here. You just give it a little tap. You tap, tap, tap your angles. You come straight down, come out here. Maybe you want it to meet right in here. And then you just keep tapping on this. And you tap, see, you just tap and you give it a little pull. You can fade some of that out if you want, up to you. Remember, this is just the first step. Okay, first step. I'm gonna gather up some more. Just tap. Okay. How about here? A couple of light taps like that, and maybe we'll kind of bring it up, meet this edge here, and we'll keep it kind of solid here. Come on here. Bring it out toward this way a little bit. And play with your highlights. Come out here, bring it, and then we're gonna kind of tap. Just tap. Now remember, you got different planes to your knife. Okay, so really get that paint on the knife. All right, and we're gonna get it flat here. We're gonna kind of coax it along right up in here. Coax it along right up in here. We're gonna bring that down just like that. You're not gonna fill in all of your original mountain color. Don't do that. But we are gonna build off of it. But don't do that. Come out here and keep it moving. This is why you would need. This is the type of method. It requires a little bit of paint on your brush. All right, but you can see the formations happening here. And it looks very natural. All right. Yes, Christine, I am a lefty. Actually, I'm ambidextrous, but yes, primarily the left hand. You get enough paint so you get the pattern there. If you can't see it here, I'll bring it to the lower camera. You can really see it there. See that? All that. And basically, just start over here. Over here, get a nice pocket right in there. Now, this is not the final highlight color, but we can build what we want generally. Right up in here, it's like that. Just tap and drag, tap and drag. You put as much time into your mountain as you want. All right. So this will be a pretty nice method for you to try out, Bruce. We're gonna kind of tease a mountain range right in front here. We're gonna keep that dark in the back. Bring it straight down. Bring it down a little bit. All down in here. Just tap, 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 tap. And when you see me dragging, I'm just fading some of that rock texture into some of that greeny looking color there. Scraping up some more, bringing it here. We'll spread some of that out back down here a little bit. I'm still tapping away here. And we'll kind of mash it down there like that. Okay, I kind of like that. That's pretty neat. Okay, let's get a little bit of white. It might have a little blue in there, but it's all right at this point. Just mix it in there as you got a lighter color. All right, you don't want nothing too carried away. More of a natural kind of a look. Now, my little rule applies even for this. The brighter the color, the less of it you need, all right? Same method, same type of tapping method here. I'll show you down here. Here's the texture. See that? Okay. Pretty much go from wherever you would like. Let's start from over here. Now, you already have texture on here. All right, you don't necessarily have to tap anymore. Now it's more just a light drag. It's really up to you. Okay, but if you want to practice this technique, then you would do the tapping motion. All right. So you can do it Vermont, that's cool. You can put a link on there. All right, so what I'll do is just lightly, now before I do this, you're going downward, but you're going downward to the left. You follow me? It might not look it, but you're going downward to the left. So, very lightly, you'll feel the texture come off. You're going down and to the left, down and to the left. Okay. And when you're doing stuff like that, you're really building your down to the left, down to the left, just like that. You're building little ledges and crevices, little cliffs. Okay. And you keep that same technique going. Down to the left, down to the left. You're building that technique, and you're really just sliding. You're sliding your palette knife across. The texture of your previous paint is catching. So if you want to really be solid in anything, when you go to start off, you're building those cliffs, those ledges. All right. You see, you don't need too much. Okay. You start right here. And sometimes all you need is just a light touch, and you leave it be. All right. What it does is brings out your edges, as you can see here. You can create some more. It's how you manipulate your brush or your knife. Kind of create one right here, just like that. Just kind of create an edge. You can have that edge branch off if you want. See that? But you're going downward to the left. Okay. Like I said, you can keep going with this and going with this and going with this and going with this. It's really up to you. All right. But as you can see, with the stuff that's happening here, you already got, your eyes are perceiving texture already in the dark half because of what you got jutting out in front. Anything in bright brings it out to the forefront. As you see, I intentionally left this dark on purpose. Okay. Now, since I did leave that dark on purpose, all right, you can kind of have it jet out a little bit more by brightening those edges and just kind of bringing it downward. Just like so. So it really brings that stuff in the back. All right. Well, thank you, Christy. It just takes practice, you know. A little bit of an understanding and some practice. I'm just mixing up some more light gray color. Now remember, this is umber and white, which gives us this really grayish color. All right. Once again, just tapping. The thing is, you gotta understand it's the type of palette knife also. Okay, we can do the same thing over here on this side. The same thing you did here, we're gonna do over here. This side. All right. Once again, you give it a little tap wherever you want that ledge to go, and you just give it a nice little graze. Cross is picking it off all by itself. Okay. If you want something a little solid, you give it a little extra touch, tap, and just touching and keep it moving. Okay. I can do the same thing here. I want it kind of sharp on the right hand side. And what's being picked up is being picked up by the previous paint. So your palette knife is really doing all the hard work. You're just a foreman. You follow me? We can kind of expand that right up around in here. Bring that on down. Look at that. Okay. Okay. Let's play with a little bit of blue. Okay. Let's put it right here. A little bit of blue. Maybe a slight touch of the brown. Even though we got our pure mountain color back there, we can kind of beef up some of that shadow area. It's the same concept. As you see, I don't have too much of it. I don't really need a lot. I'm only going to do certain areas, okay? And what it does, it just brings out the mountain even more. You got me? And I can start right from the crease here, right from that sharp edge. That's what brings out these points. Same thing, but you're going in the other direction. And it's still the same tapping motion. It's going to bring it right out. And just tap and bringing that. You see, you're gonna recede all of that dark. See, look what the dark does. You follow me? Same thing here, right on the edge, and bring it on out. And you can pick and choose where you want all of this. Up to you. Look at that. Come on here. Fade some of that in there. I'm getting a little bit more. This is also why I use a very small color palette. So you can get the colors. They're not too difficult to make. Now I'm gonna tap. Just putting in some darker colors in spots where I feel I need them. Just like that. Thank you, Dreamer. And you don't rush it, you just look at it, keep looking at it. All right, in here would be a nice, beautiful dark spot right in here. Right in here, just give a little tap. Now, I'm on watercolor paper, so it's already textured. So that's also what's helping me out. Okay. Right up in there. All right, right here. See this all this in here? Get that nice little tap, 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 tap. I'm just tapping the color in there. I'm gonna get a little more of that dark blue. Get a little pinch of brown in there. Mix it fairly well. Mix them together. Get that nice. See, it will appear to be black, but it's not. Black is an extremely flat color. I want some more brown in that. Touch more brown. As you see, I'm not really mixing too much of this color because I don't necessarily need a lot of this. Okay. It's the same texture. Let's put it down here. Same texture. All right, you see the light hit off it there. Okay. You just tap and pull, tap and pull. Come here very tight. Tap and pull. Don't be intimidated by all of this. Just tap and pull, like so. I'm just looking at where I might add some more of this. Let's go over here. Right up in here. Tap. Right on the cliff sides there. I'm going in the U fashion, if you would like. Up to you. Like I said, I'm not using too much. I'll come over here, do a little bit in here. Up into the light area of the mountain. Don't be intimidated by that. If you want this guy to set back even further, well, just add that dark in there too. Right in here. Just tap and give it a little pull. Get some of that texture going there. Tap. And don't be bashful about this. Put it right in there. Make sure you really define what's dark and what's not. Just like that. All right. Okay. Let's take some of this greenish stuff here. We'll mix it in with this gray. Put it right in there. This light gray. I think I want a little bit more. I got the light gray. I'm going to add a little touch of blue in there. Now, raw umber is a brown with green in it. So I'm going to show you something. Now we got this gray and blue happening right now. Take a little bit of that umber, a little bit, pop it in there. And if you keep mixing it, it's going to start to turn green on you. There it is. See that? You add more umber, it's going to turn even more green. All right. Just keep stirring it in there. Mix it in there. Mix it, mix it, mix it. Not all greens are super clear and vibrant. You might not want that. So this brown is dulling that green down a bit. But there you go, right here. Green, right there. Okay? All right. Very small color palette. All right. Let's take a brush that's been through some battles. Let's take a brush that you're ashamed to show people you have. All right. So I got one that's kind of beat down. Looks like this guy. I'll show it to you on the lower screen. It's a little clear. This fella. All right. It's been beat up a little bit, but it has. You guys can't see it, but it has a nice worn edge there. This is great for far away trees. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's get some greenery in here. We'll get a tree line going down. The tree line can only go so far because these mountains are like a few thousand feet in the air. But we're gonna get some nice tree foothill type things going on in here. All right. All right. So we go into this weird green here. I'm going to really pack the paint on the brush. Kind of looks like that, but we're gonna really put it in there. All right, kind of thick paint, and we're just gonna kind of pop them in there, just like this. Now you might not see it too well, so I'm gonna have to lighten that up a little bit. Let's take a little bit of this ochre, put the ochre in there. Then let's get a small touch of white and brighten that up. Let's see if you can be able to see it now. Let's see if you can see it now. Yeah, you can see a little bit of it. You can see it. Kind of just pop them in there. They're only going to be to a certain height. I'll lighten some of this up since it's on the lit half anyway. And we just tap them in there. Don't make them even. Go a little bit into those rocks. Come on down. We'll add certain spots of highlights and everything to that. Okay. It's gotta come downward. Come down a little bit. Bring it down. Get some more. Now you're building texture. Okay. I might have to adjust the focus. I'll get up and adjust the focus in a second here. It's darker on this side. Keep them kind of sparse. Bring it down. Don't be shy. Bring it downward. Don't drag. Tap. Tap, 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 tap. You'll see when I add the highlights. Just tap them in there. I'll bring it right downward here. And you'll see. Okay, we're gonna play with light and shade when we're doing all of this. Okay. Let's get some more. Toward the lighter half here. Very sparse taps. Now you can actually loosen this paint by just adding a little water to it, and you don't have to press as hard. Really up to you, your preference, how you want your guys to look here. But if I loosen up the paint, you'll see when I add the brighter colors. You'll understand. But right now I'm just looking for texture and tone right now, so it's okay. All up in here, put it right in there. Have it go off the page, go right off the tape with it. It's all right. You got to understand also that it's always kind of an ugly stage. It looks kind of disappointing. Don't let that discourage you. Keep going. Keep going with it, even if it does look like USDA certified dog mess. Keep going. Okay. Keep going. It's all right. You see all of this little stuff in here, whatever. Don't worry about it. Relax. Relax. You're going to see in a second. Okay. Let's take a little bit of yellow ochre. We'll put it around in here. Take a little bit of white. Put it around in there. Put it in there. Take a small amount of blue and pop it in there. Okay. Really light green there. Okay. You see that? Get some more titanium white. Slap it in there. Alright. It's a lot of paint built up. I'm just taking some water. I'm going to loosen up that paint a little bit. Just like that. Loosen it up. A thin paint sticks to a thick paint. Follow me? That might have to be a little bit lighter. Still might be a little too dark. So I'm just cleaning off the brush. You wouldn't believe how much lighter you need to have this stuff so it can show. That might be good. That might do. Okay, so that might work. All right, it's pretty loose paint. Put it right into the bristles. I'm really popping it right in there. Okay, thin paint. So it's a soft touch. All right, okay. You see the nice lit areas here on that side? You just continue that with your trees. Just give them a little bit of, get interesting little groupings. You see that starting to happen here. Just interesting little groupings, just like that. Keep going. You're continuing the light source. Come on out here a little bit. Bring it on out like that. All right. Get yourself a little bit more. Soft, very soft at first. Just like that. Interesting little groupings. Come out here a little bit. Come over here. See, just little groupings of trees. Just like that. Come on up the mountain a little bit. Get to some more. Move on to the other side where it's starting to light up over here. So you kind of bring some of those up in here. Nice little groupings here and there. Come up in here. All up in here. Bring it up in here, right up in here. Nice little patches there. Get a nice little grouping, move downward a little bit. Get a nice little batch right in there. I'm turning my brush all over the place. Okay. Just a little groupings of trees here and there. Keep on going. Just like that. Alright. As you can see, where it's dark, I'm leaving alone. Alright. You got some around in here. Pop some up in there like this. Little batch here. Little batch. Maybe down in here a little bit. Come on down here. Just like that. Just pop them right in there. And look at your painting. Stop and check it out. Alright. Okay. Let's go into our darker green. We're going to get a little bit of blue in that darker green. Right in here. Okay. Nice blue-green here. Alright. And we're going to go right in here with our blue-green, and we're going to get some nice woods going in there. Bring some of that dark into that lit area. You know, throw some patches in there. You don't want to make them all solid. Pop them in there sparsely. They get a little heavy toward the creases of the mountain there. Bring some in there like that. Up to you. Pop a couple of those guys in there like this. Like that. Up in here, in the little valley right up in here. See, you can change the topography of the whole mountain if you want, just by adding these guys. All right. Get some more. I could have watered this down a little bit, but it's not necessary. Just take one beat up brush, get some couple love taps in there. Paint right off, right off the tape. All right, something like that. As you can see, with the clouds being as even though there's action in the clouds there, but they're still kind of fuzzed out. They're not super detailed, but that brings that mountain, that sharp silhouette of the mountain right up front. Then you got your greenery going on here. Okay. All right. Let's play with let's put the beat down brush away for a second here. I'll take the large bright again, the number 10 bright. Let's we'll go into our brown here. I'll just put it here. I'll go into a little bit of ochre here, like that. Get a little bit of water, no glycerin, just the water. We'll wet it down a little bit. A little more of this. We'll just take this and we'll just kind of, we'll just brush it up in there like this. Heavy down here, light up there. We're just building up some land mass of some sort. It's heavy down here, but you're just lightly fluffing it into those woods in there. Okay. But look at the direction that I'm doing it in. All right. I'm gonna do it in here, kind of go frontward. It's kind of faded into the green in there. All right. And we're gonna go in the other direction. I'll get a little bit more water. Just put it right in there. You just want loose paint right now, just watered down paint. Just get the paint to travel a little bit. That's a little bit too green. I don't want that. Let's go back with some more brown. Put it right in there like that. And we just kind of continue it on. Heavy in the beginning, heavy down there. And you're gonna kind of fade it on up. Just like that. Doesn't have to be necessarily perfect. It's all right. Tap it in there, kind of fade that in there. Come over here to the side. Bring some of that color up in there like that. Really your discretion. All right. So it's kind of looking like that right now. All right, but don't worry about it. Don't worry. You blend it all in there. I'm just going left and right, X strokes. Just blend it in. Blend it in. Very light pressure. Blend it in. Blend it in. I did not clean off the brush. I didn't wipe the brush off. All right. You wouldn't think an acrylic pour video turned into a mountain video, right? Anything can happen. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can do auctions if you would like them. Like me to do them. Yeah, it's really up to you. I'll set up a date and time and whatnot. Okay, so I got this brown stuff going on here, what have you. Why did I put it there? It is just there. Okay. I mean, he wanted mountains, so I gave him mountains. I can I mean, it doesn't, I mean, I can put whatever really in the front, other rocks I can put. It's just something just to keep the color going there. All right, no big deal. I can tint it with a little bit of mist or whatnot. It all depends of really what I want to do with it. I have nothing really in mind, because really he wanted the mountains. So thanks, Bruce. So hopefully, Bruce, with me doing this, hopefully you can understand just how I approach with that type of palette knife. Oh, I guess I can throw a tree or two in there. Let's see what I can do with this. I know what I'll do. Let's get into a little bit of, I'll put something, I know what I'll do there. We'll put some deciduous trees in there, but we'll put some red ones in there, I guess. Let's get a little touch of red. Okay. We're gonna need another dark base. So, my mind's churning as I'm doing this here. Just to see what type of brush. Oh, I guess I'll play with this one. It'll do as good as any. This is just a round stencil brush, you know. Okay, let's get some more. Let's go into our brown again. We'll put it right here. Just dip into the brown, dip into the blue, make a nice deep color, fairly dark. I guess this will more or less work. Let's add some red into that though. Really kind of bump up that color. There we go. All right. We should be able to do a little something with this. Let's just put some, let's get some interesting deciduous tree things going. Let's go with the top though. I'll really kind of pat it in there, since I'm not really adding much water to this. And it's just a round, stencil brush, really. I'll just get some interesting tree patterns happening here. Something like that. Up on the top here, make them a little airy. Matter of fact, let's just add a slight touch of water to loosen up the paint, just to make it look like a bird can fly through it. So we'll kind of fluff it up top there, like that. Come down here, just like that. Get little interesting little patches. Put some way up here, get something tall up there, like that. All right. I'm really concentrating on the top half, really, which is why I'm thinning the paint, just to get some interesting looking patterns of you know, far away leaves or whatnot. Okay, come down a little bit here, and maybe we can kind of grow up nice batch right up top there. All right, just like that. Some interesting tones and patterns in there, just like so. I'm just pushing the brush, just getting interesting, once again, just interesting little tree patterns or whatnot in there, like that. I'll take the rest of this color and we'll make it solid down here. Just kind of pounce it in there like that. Solid down below. Okay. I don't wipe straight across. I still want the texture to look. All right, so it gives it uneven texture. Some of it's lighter, some of it's darker. It's all right. Don't worry about it. We're gonna add other texture onto this. But as you can see, putting something that dark in front of all of this just brings it back, and I don't even have to add fog. See, it doesn't look like the sun's hitting on these tops of these trees back there, but it's a little shrouded. Let the brush do the work for you. Stop working so hard. Let's get some more blue, some more brown. Stir it in there. Get the rest of that brown in there. Get some interesting dark pockets in there like that. Just it down in here. Just have it kind of climb up there a little bit. Up in here, get it some little batches of dark there. All right, I think that's good enough, really. Okay, let's clean this brush. All right, let's put this guy, no, I still want to use it. Okay, let's, let me get a smaller brush for one hot second. I'll use this little toy brush. What size is it? It's number 4. Yeah, it's a number 4 flat. This little tiny guy. All right, we'll just dip it into a little bit of water. We'll go into what little bit of dark color we got left. I think I still got some brown sneaking in here somewhere. And that's a little bit of green. I'll add some red to it, kind of deepen it. A little bit of blue. Deepen it up a little bit. All right, I'll add a tiny slice of white in there. Probably some ochre. Grade up a little bit. That white will take care of that. We'll come in here real quick and we'll throw some trunks in there like that. We'll kind of put them in there like that. Little bits of trunks and some in there like that. Get some more paint. We'll put a line or two in there like this. Come in here like that. Put some in. All right. We'll throw some up on the top in here like that, some slender fellows in there. So I can get a little bit of water, we'll thin that out a little bit. Put some up in here like so. Just like that. Plenty of them. Put a lot of them in there. They can be crooked, tall, whatever. Put them in there like this. All right. Just get a little white, we'll brighten them up a little bit. You can vary the color. Some come up in front, some do not. Like that. Put them in there. It's like that. Put a couple of them bright ones in there like this. Maybe a couple in here. Like that. Mix them in there. Like that. All right. Yeah, we'll put some crooked ones going this way, like that. Come up here, come up that way. Don't matter. Put them in there. All right, something like that. Just, something. Okay, we're gonna take some very loose paint. Let's take some water. We'll put the water right in there. Get some of that red. Put that red in there like that. All right, a lot of loose paint there. Put a little bit of ochre in there. Up to you. All right, it's a lot of loose paint you're looking at. Now with that loose paint, okay, really loose, I'm going on my towel, I'm patting a lot of that out of there. Okay, I'll pick a spot there, kind of mash it. All right, and so we're gonna take some of that red. Actually, let me do something, because to sharpen this picture, I have to get up to do it. Forgive me. There, get it sharpen it there. All right, you can see that a little bit better. Okay. So we'll add some of these kind of weird orangey, red, you know, coloration. All right, go right up on the top, real light touch, very light, boom. Touch it lightly. Okay, it's like that. Come down here, add some of that love this way, little groupings. Okay, just like that. Come out here, add some more up in here. Bring some down below. Like that. Okay. Don't be bashful. Put them in there. Come out here. Put some of that red in there like that. I'm just twirling my brush around. Get interesting groupings. Now this paint is is watered down. So you're gonna see a little bit of that green dark color shine through here. All right. So you can actually add more flavorful highlights if you choose to do so. Up to you. Just kind of bring some of that bright and that color way up here like that. Come out here, put some on the side like this. Just tap, tap, touch, touch, tap. It's like that. Okay. You want to put some down below? Give me some grass down below. You can put some down below there if you want. This is your discretion. It's up to you. Let's give a kind of a little thing here like that. Let's put some down here a little bit. Just a little. Okay, like that. Let's take some white. I didn't take any color off the brush. Just adding white to it. It's a tinted white. Be very careful. And maybe on the very tops, because you got to consider your light source. Put some down in here. Interesting little shapes. See that? Put them on the top, but try to keep them on one side. See that? Come on down in here. Put some down here. I'm turning my brush around. Get some interesting groupings. Put them up top here. All right. Pop some up there. See this? All right. You can pop some of that love down here if you want. I'll give a couple of bits of shine over here. I'm primarily trying to keep it all on one side. Get a nice little grouping of bright colors there. Batches of color in there, all up in here. Put them in there. Then they got to be grouped though. Put them in groupings. And get another grouping in here. I'm turning the brush around slightly. Okay, it's like that. Okay, once again, there's no fog in this mountain. I'll bring the camera back a little bit. Give me 1 second. There we go. Let me adjust the focus. Let me bring the camera back a little. I have to turn a certain direction so I don't yank the mic off my chest. So forgive me. I should be out of your way. Of course it didn't do it because it looked at me. I'll do it again. There you go. That should be a lot better. Okay, let's peel the tape off this guy. I can shut this camera off, I don't need it. Alright. Actually, I don't need this light on either. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I don't need that light. Right? It's one down. Hey Bruce, I don't have to toss my paper 30 feet to the garbage can anymore. It's just in front of me. I took my blackboard, this board, and I spray painted it black, and then I varnished the heck out of it. So all I had to do really just take a wet cloth and just wipe it off. And it would be shiny and jet black. For the next go around, 2-inch masking tape I'm using here, in case you're wondering. Thank you, Sonia. Okay, let's see what it looks like with a black frame. In a black frame, she would look like this. And it is a frame for an 11 by 15. But that's what it would look like in a black frame. Okay. And yes, I spray painted the black frame. I had to clean it up. It was just gross. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Now this next frame is 11 by 14, but it's a wood colored frame. It's a wooden frame. Alright. And it would look in a wooden frame more or less like that. Of course you don't see because I don't have it zoomed back far enough, but I'll do it like that. Okay. So it will look something like that. Okay. So it's really your preference, what you prefer as far as the frame's concerned. And you might not like either of them. Who knows? Let's take a thin liner brush, and I guess I'll just take solid white. Just put my John Hancock on it over here on the corner somewhere. I'll just put it right here. I'd like to thank you guys for checking this out. It's supposed to be an acrylic pour turned into a mountain painting, but it's all good. I hope my buddy understands how I did it. There, I guess that looks like a 5. Forgive the fans going on, but it is, like I said, kind of warm in here. Well, there you have it, guys. No problem, Vermont. Thank you very much. No problem, Dreamer. Basketball tape. Nah. I'll probably get some more. I don't have any 1/2-inch tape, so I'm using the 2-inch tape, which I really want to use for my masking. But I'm seriously contemplating really doing a series of DVDs for purchase. I'm thinking about it. Hello, Nell. Of making a series of DVDs explaining how I do this. I will make in-depth videos on mountains, streams, lakes, trees, different types of trees, of course flowers, backgrounds. Take my time and do them, each one. You don't have to have a physical DVD, but like I said, they will be for purchase. I'm really contemplating on doing something like that. Of course, with me doing those, it's going to take some time. I want them done right, done perfect, and I'm going to. So I might not be able to do all the Monday tutorials or whatnot. It all depends on how I time things. So, but they will be really, really nicely done, edited, and all of that. So I'm contemplating that. So, and they will be reasonably priced. So, but we'll see. Show you how to do all of this in depth and in detail. No rush job or anything like that. So, but as you can see, what you thought was bright, once it's dried, it flattens out. So you could always put another layer on, another layer on, another layer on. Up to you. I could have glazed these mountains, and that would have added even more dimension. Just a little bit of brown and purple or blue added to the shadow, and they would have really stood out. Or I could have just glazed the whole mountain and left the trees, which would have brought everything further back. You can do so many things, so much. Okay. All right, I'm done running my mouth, and I'm pretty sure you're done hearing me. So thank you very much, guys. I do appreciate it. I shall see you when I see you. Thank you, and be safe. Peace.